Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. Come on back in, y'all. See what I go through for y'all. See what happens when I try to appease and entertain y'all. See what happens to me. Nobody cares. It's okay. Guys don't care as long as you're entertained. See what happens when we go out of our way to entertain you guys. This is what happens. Okay. We end up on the bad side of YouTube. All right, so let me do this. Let me put up this thumbnail again. Okay. All right. No more NFL halftime show. But for what I've seen, I was not impressed at all for all the hype that was surrounding it. So I saw everybody that was hiding their Latino side is going to be on Instagram doing a salsa dance and shit. You know how people be when it's safe to come out. All right, let me go ahead and delete this one real quick. Delete that live because that's no good. All right, we back. We back. We back. We back. We back. See what happens when I try to entertain y'all? This is what I get. This is what I get. All good though. All good. Okay, tonight's going to be a research deep dive. We're gonna have to do a lot of reading and comprehension. Okay, it's all about Floyd Mayweather tonight, y'all. It's all about Floyd Mayweather tonight. Let me see what they're saying about this shit. Yeah, I'm over the Super Bowl. I'm over the Super Bowl. I'm good. So let's do this here. I got time. Hey, Ghost, for the copyright. Hey, thank you. Hey, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, for the copyright cops. Yeah, hey. You know what I'm saying? That's hey. This is what I try to do for you guys, but I'm trying to help learn you guys the complexities of being a content creator because this shit we're so boxed in, so many rules and restrictions. And I get it, man, because if I own some copyrighted material, I wouldn't want you playing my shit without me getting a cut. I get it. That's why I can't be mad. But that halftime show was trash, man. From what I saw so far. Once again, big ups, man. Ghost, I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. Big ups, big ups, big ups, big ups. But let's go here. Now, listen, nobody trolls better than white folk on the internet. Sorry. Shade Room, Lipstick Alley, Gossip. Respect to all y'all, but nobody troll. Take your ass to a Stormfront. Go to Stormfront and tell them you're black and see what happens to you. And nobody trolls harder online than white folk. How many times have y'all been playing the games, man? Y'all been whooping somebody's ass, and they suspect that you're black. What happens? what happens when they find out you're black and you're good at the game? What happens? Let's go here. Bad Bunny held up a football at the end of his Super Bowl halftime show. Together we are America. Nobody believes this shit. So let's go with the white folk. Let's go with this. People that don't know that Puerto Rico is a U.S. territory are stupid as. Okay, Rihanna, not a citizen. Rolling Stones, not a. But they're from the UK. Why would they Rolling Stones put Paul McCartney? Why would you bring them in? I don't understand this part I don't understand this part, y'all. I'm not understanding why you would put Paul McCartney and Rolling Stones in this and you two. These guys are Brits. I think one's Australian, but these guys are Brits. Bad Bunny, a U.S. citizen. The Weeknd, The Weeknd is, I believe, is a dual citizen between here and Canada. The Who, what? They're not even from this country. Okay, this is a bad take. But let's continue with the trolling. The racists are gonna hate this one hilariously. Bro did his thing. They said he was going to bash America during his show, and I didn't think he was going to do that. Okay. Bad Bunny scoring the first touchdown. Great performance. Not sure why people would hate on this man. I don't think no one's hating on him. It depends on who you're asking. Depends on who you're asking. That ending said more than words ever could. Bad Bunny. So we back on the Black and Brown Coalition now. Okay. Somehow, some way, people will still find hate in this message. No, you know what it is. Now, black folk have a special relationship with everybody in the world, right? Black folk have a very different special relationship with a lot of different ethnicities around the world. Now, I'm out here in Cali. This mythical Black and Brown Coalition is a myth. When you deal with them one-on-one, they're cool. But when it comes to group think, group politics, group finance, they quickly let you know, no, it's our people versus everybody. Now, you New Yorkers are screwed in the head. I hate to say this. New Yorkers, you guys have been brainwashed for so long. So here's my question. Why is it New Yorkers? Why do y'all believe that they get down with y'all like that, as opposed to the same group of people out here in the West Coast that will quickly let you know we don't get down with you like that? I don't understand. And I get it. If you've been living in that bubble for so long, you think Dominicans, Nicaraguans, Puerto Ricans are all y'all soul brothers. Cool. I don't think that's the real world. Or maybe that's just y'all's bubble and how y'all get down. I don't know. Because out here is I don't know. I don't know. Y'all run that shit. Explain that to me. Because I see more black New Yorkers caping for Latinos more than anybody, which I don't understand. Like, I don't get it. I don't get the solidarity. I get it. Big Pun liked y'all. I don't know what it is. I don't know. New York blacks are different when it comes to black and brown race relations. It definitely is a bubble. It definitely is a bubble. Let's see. All Spanish, and he's a fruit at the biggest American football game. This is crazy. People want to make this a Trump thing. This is wrong. This is a wrong genre for the Super Bowl. I agree, man. I don't know. Super Bowl performance was a pro-immigrant agenda, just like the Grammy speeches. Yeah, I agree. Okay, New York is full because all that Caribbean, South American, Black, Latino population in the city. So then when they put those people in offices in the cities to make decisions what's best for those people, not the New Yorker natives, then you have a problem, right? Okay. I listen. Look at this. We are all nations he mentioned are Americas. I always wonder why others don't hate that the U.S. has been called America. Yet real people hated it. I was told it was garbage. I wouldn't know personally because I watched the TP. Oh, no, that's right. That was going on. Let's go take a look real quick. TPUSA had a halftime show, y'all. Let's go see what the white folk were doing. I want to see what the white folk are up to. Uh-oh. Now, take what you want. Grain of salt. Over 6 million have left the Super Bowl channel to watch TPUSA's All-American halftime show so far. I don't know. We had to see the numbers. If they ever release, who is this? Once again, you have to ask the question, which American are you? Because what Bad Bunny said at the end of that show, that's not true. Does not reflect everybody's sentiments. I'm just saying, man. If you translate Bad Bunny's lyrics to English, he really isn't an appropriate pick to headline the Super Bowl halftime show. Okay, no. Okay, nope. That's troll. That's troll. That's troll. That's trolling. So Kid Rock was there. Who was Brantley Gilbert? Gabby. 6 million is BS. We watched on one TV and had 21 people here. Try 30 million. Huh. Super Bowl viewership hit 125 million in 2025. Your 6 million rounding error is hardly we the people. I hear you. It was a great 30 minutes. TPUSA. Oh, it's on. It's okay. Okay, let's go. Let's go YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go find it. Let's see what the numbers looking like. Okay, let's go. This should be fun. TPUSA halftime show. I bet they make this an annual thing. So as of right now, it's sitting at 15 million views. That's nothing to sneeze at. Listen, you're going up against the Super Bowl. These are not bad numbers at all. I don't think y'all understand. Like, these are not bad numbers. Please don't hit me, y'all. So they had Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Bryce, Gabby Barrett.
Curated.
These are not bad numbers. You're going against the Super Bowl. These are not bad numbers, y'all. Oh, shit. Okay. I get it. I would love to see how many they had in the chat. Man, dang. It's like 16 million views against the Super Bowl. That's not bad, y'all. That's not bad. Okay. I'm just saying. Did I see the Patriot football that wore a prison suit to the child? Yes. Yes, I did. Uh-oh. What? Come on, Sly. What do you mean? Listen, you put a program up against the Super Bowl and get it 16 million views. And what are you talking about? How is this a fail? Okay, y'all run it down to me. This is gonna be a long ass show because y'all try to be contentious. Okay, that's fine. How is this a fail? Look at these fucking numbers. How is this a fail? It has 18,000 comments. Please tell me how this is a fail. I want you to explain the complexes and the nuances to me at how this event they threw against the Super Bowl halftime show was a failure. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to listen. Please explain to me. How this is a fail. Okay. I'm about to say, like, how's this a fail? Like, who has the balls to go up against the Super Bowl halftime show when everybody will be watching this? These are very, very good numbers. Matter of fact, these numbers will justify them to do this again next year. These are good enough numbers, I believe, to justify them doing this again next year. Oh shit! He said, "Ask who," because he's the expert, right? He's the. Let him tell it. He told all y'all what equipment to get. Y'all won't give him no credit. But anywho, okay. I'm trying to follow why the ads were released before the game. Okay, so some ads were bought. It's cheaper to run it before the game than it is during the game. Ad space in the Super Bowl is one of the most expensive prices. Matter of fact, I'll look it up for you real quick. It's cheaper to buy ad space before the game starts. Let's see how much the ads were. This ad space. How much was ad space? Super Bowl 20. Let's do 2026. 2026. Okay. This year, approximately average $8 million. Some premium spots reaching as high as $10 million. This marks a record high for national ad space, driven by high demand and a focus on AI themed advertising in the 2026 game. Average 30-second cost $8 million. Okay. Average was $8 million. This is an increase from the $7 million to $8 million range reported for the 2025 game, so it got even more expensive. That's insane. I don't blame Marvel for not. I'm like, for what? Doomsday doesn't need the Super Bowl, right? People were like, we want a Doomsday trailer from Marvel. For what? The hype is already there. Marvel does not need the Super Bowl to hype Doomsday. Doomsday is already hyped enough just because of what's going on with Marvel. Okay. $8 to $10 million. So this is what it used to cost way back in the day. Every year it's gotten more expensive. Every year it's gotten more expensive. It actually, okay, so Super Bowl 30 back in 96 actually went down in price. That's interesting. I don't know who played 96. Somebody help me out. It literally jumped from 1.29 to 1.6 the following year. And then from 1.6 to 2.1 million. And then incrementally every year it got more expensive. This is insane. This is insane numbers. Look at this shit here, man. Then it went from 4.5 to 5 million the next year. Who played in 2017? I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not a football historian like that. But these numbers are insane. 2022 went from 6.5 to 7 million. And it stayed the same 23 and 24. Wow. That's insane, man. That's insane. That's insane. But yeah, Marvel didn't need a Super Bowl trailer. Like, the hype for Doomsday is there. Because everybody knows what's riding on Doomsday. We don't need a trailer. It's there. People are going to go see this thing regardless. That's what I remember saying this 6 months ago. Like, once they announced Doomsday, I said everybody chill, everybody relax. Once that first teaser trailer comes out, everybody's going to be like, they're going to be back on the Marvel bandwagon like they are now. Motherfuckers just be panicking themselves, making themselves anxious for no reason, you know? Okay. But these are very, very good numbers. Say what you want, man. 16 million views and that's against the Super Bowl. If they were smart, they do this every year and just throw the whitest parties ever and bring in the most conservative, starchy, white male, white conservatives, white right wingers possible, and they're gonna get numbers. Okay, without question. All right, let's get into this, man. This whole Floyd Mayweather thing. This is what tonight's stream is about. Nothing else but Floyd Mayweather. It's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of things to go over. So I'm gonna walk this thing through as quickly as I can, but there's a lot of moving pieces here, and I gotta go back to Twitter. Ow. I put up a poll. Okay. I put up a poll real quick, and I asked the question. The question I asked. What did I ask? I asked, is Floyd going broke his comeuppance for flaunting his wealth in the faces of poor black people? Now, I want to chime in on the whole black peacock wealth thing. It always seemed to me, no matter what industry genre you're talking about hip hop, we're talking about sports, anything of that nature, right? When it comes to flaunting one's wealth, only black people would do that to other black people, right? The first thing you do is go stunt on a black person that does not have it, which is weird to me. Has anyone come to that revelation? So let me pull it back on myself real quick. Has anybody else come to that revelation that only black folk are the ones that will, once they amass riches, wealth, whatever, and the first thing they go do is go show you that you don't have it, but I do. I can't listen. The white boys are real subtle with their flaunting. Watch a name brand clothing with no labels you've never heard of, right? If you know, a tailored suit from Seville Anderson in Britain, you wouldn't know. You just have, it's very subtle. It's like, what is that on? Oh, okay. You understand? Black folk break their necks to show other black people, I got it, you don't. You got a guy on YouTube that reinvented himself doing the exact same thing. Flaunting the robes and the Jordans. Look what I got. Look what you don't have. We've always been like this. When did we become like this? How did we get this way? I don't see these other folk doing this. The wealthy don't do that to their own. I just don't see it. Their wealth, they want to keep it quiet, private. They don't want everybody to know how much they're worth. They're low key. They'll drive a Buick forever. Ross Perot drove a Buick for years. Ross Perot's a billionaire, and he drove a Buick. But Warren Buffett drove the same Cadillac forever. So I'm not understanding, how do we get to this point where it's standard for black folk to just rub it in their other black folks' faces? Look what I have. Look what you don't have. I've never understood that. I've never understood that. White folk flex their money in way different ways, in ways that matter. Assets, land, resources, businesses, appreciating assets. You understand? Like, I see more black people driving Lambos. When the Gallardo came out, I think Lamborghini kind of messed up with their brand marketing, with their branding. Now, let's be honest. Most brands outside of the U.S. don't want blacks associated with their brands. Okay? This is why Hermes kicked Oprah out. They don't want, you understand? When Lamborghini made the Gallardo and made it affordable for people, it knocked the luster off. I hate to say this, but when black folk get a hold of your product, it lowers the value. It may make it popular, but the prestige is no longer there. You understand? So when the Gallardo came out, basically like maybe 20, 30 grand more than a Corvette. And I see nothing but niggas in Gallardos. I'm just like, Lamborghini used to, it just, you understand? And I'm not mad if you can get a Gallardo, but God bless you. You're doing something I'm not, because clearly I don't have a Gallardo. But it's like, I don't look at Lamborghini the same now, because now niggas got their hands on it. Right? Even the Hellcat. Look what they did to the Hellcat. White boys don't even want the Hellcat anymore. You understand? Like, once you make it attainable for people that grew up in affordable housing or people that grew up in Section 8, the luster is gone. It's like, you don't let the niggas get a hold to this shit. Okay. Yeah. You're right. Colorism. If it wasn't for our outrun, we would have considered. I mean, listen, that's why Ferrari's forever going to be assholes. Like, Ferrari's going to make you, like, you're just not going to walk up in a dealership and get a Ferrari. But I hate to say it, but getting back to Floyd has for decades flaunted his wealth. That doesn't bother white people. I don't think y'all understand. When you flaunt your wealth, that doesn't bother white people. At least people with money. White people with real money, that's nigga trinkets, man. Damn, did I delete that video? I know I did too. I know I did. Shoot. Who has the Anton Daniels video with the white guy? Who has the Anton Daniels videos with the white guy? When he went into the store, tried to stun on the white man. The white man's like, I'm not impressed by what you think you have. You understand? Does anybody have that video? I had it, but I deleted it because I was like, I'm over him. Like, I don't care about Anton. Who has anybody have a link to that video? Please drop it in. I just want to show y'all something, right? Like, listen, it doesn't matter how much money you have. White folk will never ever see you on their level. You can match bank accounts all day. You can match 401ks, 529s, all that good shit. White folk will never see you as their equal. The joke with Chris Rock, if Bill Gates woke up with Oprah money, he'd kill himself. Yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing. Wait. But whose engine are they using? Oh, I'm on top of the F1. Whose engine are they using, sir? Let's test your knowledge of F1. Whose engine is the F1 Cadillac team using? Whose engine? Quickly. Whose engine are they using? Let's see if he knows. I'm going to assume he doesn't know. Whose engine are they using, sir? Static Crave. Whose engine is Cadillac using for their F1 team? TikTok. Not Club, that wasn't for you. It was for him to answer. Yeah, they're using Ferrari's engines. They're using Ferrari engines. No, sir, I'm an F1 fan. They're using Ferrari engines in that F1 car for Cadillac. Why? The bigger question is why would Cadillac use a Ferrari engine? Given all the problems that Lewis and Homeboy had last season with their cars. Okay? Cadillac has some phenomenal engines. Right? That one that went into the CTS 5V Blackwing from 3 years ago. Right, the supercharged, basically Z06 engine. That's in the Corvette now. Cadillac has some phenomenal engines. Why would they use a Ferrari engine? Thank you for the 2 in the chat. You know what? I'll tell you what. Let's go do this. Yeah, y'all gonna take me all over the place. Who's the driver? I need to see who the driver is. Who will? Let's go look together, y'all. Let's go look together. Who will be driving? There we go for Cadillac F1. Who they pick? I don't think they picked their guys yet. Oh, here we go. Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas. Valtteri's good. Sergio was like a reserve for Red Bull. This could be good. No, I don't want it that way. Give it to me this way. This could be good. This could be a good thing. I like Valtteri. I like him. I think he's a good driver. I think he's a good driver. I think he's good enough to make them competitive. Now, will they dominate and beat everybody? No, but they'll be competitive. I like this. I'm not upset. I'm not upset at this. I think this is a good, solid team. They will make them competitive. But more importantly, we want to talk about the car. Because all we care about is the car, honestly. No, let's go this. Let's ask the question. Why did Cadillac F1 use Ferrari engines? Okay, Cadillac is using Ferrari engines for the 26 Formula One because their parent company, GM, will not have their own power unit ready until 2028 or 2029. Ooh, buddy. Okay, I'm okay with this. Because like I've said, Cadillac has some phenomenal engines. Once Cadillac gets involved, their R&D, their testing team, come on, man. Cadillac has made some monster engines. I trust in Cadillac. Oh, wait, who's beefing? No beefing in the comments. And wait. Everybody knows this is my woman. Stop playing. She got guns, man. Stop playing, man. Stop. All right. Okay, so we got 3 years to wait. 3 years to wait before Cadillac debuts their own engine. I'm okay with this, y'all. I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. Now let's go take a look at the car itself. Let's go take a look at the car itself. Here we go. I really wish they'd go back to the V10s. I really wish they'd go back to the V10s. Let's go looking for the Cadillac F1 car. I really, really wish they go back to the V10s. Testing. So all we got is that 5-second clip. Let's go here.
Formula One has a brand new team in 2026, Cadillac. The General Motors company has entered the sport under its own name, and it takes the grid up to 22 cars this season. This video is really just some very initial observations of the new team's first car, which so far has not yet got a name. It's a strange year like that, where a lot of car launches are happening after the first group test, and certainly after the new cars have already shaken down. Cadillac's car is one of those, which hasn't actually been launched yet, but General Motors is only just starting out work on its new power unit. Cadillac is using a Ferrari power unit and transmission from the Italian company this season and next season as well, and indeed most seasons up to 2029. Looking at the
well, you know, it does make sense because Cadillac supplies Ferrari with its magnetic ride absorption system, so that makes sense. The partnership makes sense. People don't realize that Ferrari uses Cadillac's shock absorbers. The magnetic, it's got magnets inside of the inside of the housing, and then there's a fluid that the magnets sit in, and then once the magnets become activated, the gel is like a condenser, so that whole Magna ride, the floaty feeling that Cadillacs have, it's in Ferraris. So that partnership makes sense.
Front of the Cadillac,
I'm not
the
mad.
pull rod front suspension layout is clear to see, though a number of teams are expected to be using a push rod layout this season. The front wing is interesting, as it's the first look at a 2026 spec design, and the end plates are utterly huge, as are the foot plates. Those are the bits that stick out from the base of the end plate out towards the edge of the front wheels. On the upper edge of the foot plate, you can just about make out two vertical elements sticking up from it, which...
Yeah, this is what he's talking about here. These here, 1, 2. Not that I'm no aero expert of F1 cars, but I know enough to be like, I can have a conversation with somebody about it. But yeah, that's what he's referring to, these ridges here.
Which might show a big area of development for the teams in 2026. The front wing active aerodynamic actuator pods are not clearly visible. I expect to see a lot of development on the housings of these pods, but it looks to me like the actuator is located under the tip of the nose on the centre line of the car. And this is one of two approaches teams might take, the other being having two separate pods on each side of the front.
Okay, I don't want to bore you guys with the mechanics of an F1 car, so I'm not going to do that. I'm excited. I don't think people understand. Okay, so if you're a pure F1 guy, you want them to bring back the V10s, but this is why everybody wants V10s back in F1. Now they used to have V12s. Then went to V10s. V10s were the most popular, but basically it's all about emissions and global warming is the bullshit. Why now they go to turbo 6s. So they went from V12, V10. Some at one point they did do turbo 4s, but now they do turbo 6s. And it doesn't sound the same. But this is why everyone is like pure F1 guys, gals. They want V10s. Like V10s probably had the best sound. It's okay if you don't understand why this is important. It's okay. It's not meant for you. It's meant for people that appreciate this stuff. Okay. I'm a weirdo. Hold up. Versus versus V12. Okay. So let's go here. Okay, V8 sound cool, but it doesn't work. It's either V10 or V12. That's it. You hear how quickly those downshifts? Oh my goodness. V12s always will sound good, but V10s it's at a higher pitch. We're talking 8, 9, 10,000 revs. It whines at a certain. It just whines, and the whine is what hooks everybody in. I can't put this shit into words. I just know it sounds good. This is what they use now, the turbo 6s. This is what they use now, which is trash. This just sounds like trash. Utter trash. Okay, let's do this. One last one, and we're going to get the Floyd F1 V10 testing. If I can't put into words. Everybody wants the V10s back. Oh. Okay. My bad. I'm sorry. It's nerd in me coming out. Okay, let's get to Floyd. That's why you guys. Wait. Oh no. Hold up. I need my likes up. Until I get my likes up, I got y'all. I'm going to hit y'all with. I need. What is it? I need 60 likes. I'll be back.
Close the door. The Emperor be praised. Astartes.
We better move. Come on, let's go.
Like, I think people don't, I don't care. You understand? Like, I'll watch this shit by myself all day. I will live stream me watching Warhammer all day. I don't care. I'd rather you not watch me. I'd rather you not hate watch me. I'd rather you go somewhere else, watch somebody else. I will watch this shit all day, every day. This is what I go to sleep to. I turn on Warhammer to go to sleep. I shit you not. She'll tell you. She knows about Warhammer. Not because she likes it. That's what we listen to at night. Okay? I will watch this shit all day, all night. I will live stream myself watching Warhammer content. I do not care. I don't care to be the most viewed. I don't care about Playboy, none of that shit. Okay? That's how much I hate watchers. Like, don't watch me if you hate. Why? Do not give me your energy. I should not live rent free in your head. It's crazy, man. But fuck, let's go ahead and get back to let's go ahead and get back to Floyd. Like, I'm not in this to be famous and you know, oh, I'm a big YouTuber. Like, stop. Like, nigga. Does anybody have that video of Anton with the white dude? I want to get back to the peacocking aspect of Floyd and why nobody feels bad for him going through what he's going through right now. That's what I wanted to get back to. This, when black folks stunt their riches in front of white folk don't care. Like, white folk look down upon you for that, you know? I had the video, but I deleted that shit. Damn it. Is this it? No, that's not it. This is it. Is this it? Let me find it. I think I found it. Oh, but somebody else found it and they're talking on top of it. I don't want that. Okay, let's go here. Did Michi have it? Okay, let's go here. Michi X has it. Okay. Once again, that flaunting how much you got only works on the black people in your vicinity that don't have it. This does not matter to nobody else except poor black people or black people that aspire to. You understand? Like, this doesn't do anything for white folk. So let's go here. Let's go here. Once again, this white man is not bothered by what Anton deems, you know, what makes him special or what makes him better than. Like, they will never accept you as their equal. Never. You can sleep with their women. You can make these little half-breed, you know, biracials. They will never accept you, right? Some dumbass person came into my comments about Terrence Crawford because I said $20 million is not enough money when you have 7 kids, 2 baby mamas, a mama, and a bunch of sisters. That's not enough money. People have gone broke with way more money. Okay? $20 million means you don't have to be cheap, but you know, you have to talk to your financial advisor. Like, can I buy this $300,000 car? Well, do you really need it? Yeah, but I got $20 million in the bank. Yeah, but it's $300,000. It's $300,000. Do you really need a $300,000 car? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? $20 million, you can pretty much do what you want, but if you don't watch it, That's why I found the conversation very interesting when whoever said that $20 million was not enough. Yeah, I mean, if you got a family and stuff to maintain and whatever, you gotta keep an eye on that shit. So I understood what was being said. So the person says, well, Terrence Crawford is friends with Warren Buffett. He'll never be broke. Okay. So let's go here. Let's see how unbothered the white man is over Anton's, what he deems him as modicums or measures of success. Yes?
You this information at all. What's going on?
Well, we can't communicate. You're talking.
Well, good for you. I don't really care about whether or not you can. I don't care about what you're talking about, bro.
I know you don't because you're the new generation. None of you guys care what we think. Why don't you record that?
Yeah, I want to hear what you got to say.
None of your generation cares what we think. Okay? You said that yourself, right? You're talking about being considerate, but yet you are very inconsiderate as I cannot hear what's going on.
How did you address it?
Broadcast that on the motherfucking web that I helped build.
Let me ask you. Can I ask you a question?
Take care of yourself.
Can I ask you a question?
Strawberry cheesecake.
Now the white man's done with the conversation. White man's like, okay, I said what I got to say. I'm going from it. White man said, I'm going from it. But Anton can't let it go. Because he, in Anton's mind, he has to best the white man. Okay? Anton, in some weird way, feels like he has to best, to show this white man, I'm on par, if not better than you. They will never see you. They will never give you the courtesy to say you're better than. Yes, they admire the way we run, jump, entertain, dance, do cartwheels and backflips. That's about as far as you're going to get with them. Oh, you guys, physically, yeah, you can do things I can't. And that's where it stops. We love watching you guys perform. You guys are awesome. And that's where it stops. That's pretty much where it stops. White man was done with his ass. But come on.
But see,
No, you can't because you can't afford my fucking time. You're a little boy compared to what I grew up in. I grew up in Hollywood, Florida. My grandfather owned that fucking corner. I grew up in Grosse Pointe, okay?
I know where that is. It's a very nice area. Grosse Pointe is it a rich? Would you consider rich people affluent? It's definitely affluent. But let's continue.
Yorkshire Street, 2 houses off fucking
And
Jefferson.
you
Where do
think
you fucking live? You can't record. Your people can't hear now because I'm being considerate.
I'm gonna make you famous.
Considerate.
I'm gonna make you famous.
Make me
And yet nobody knows who this white man is. Nobody's harassing this white man. Nobody doxed this white man. Nobody put his business online. How many kids, his wife, where he went to school at. Nobody doxed this white man. Nobody cared enough to harass this white man. Come on.
fucking famous. James Francis Alul Jr. I'm in Facebook jail right now for talking shit like this. It's called reality. My grandfather helped build this motherfucking city. And you know what? The people who see me on this recording are gonna laugh their fucking asses off. They're gonna fucking laugh.
I'm gonna make you
They're
so
gonna laugh so
famous.
fucking hard. They are.
I can smell the alcohol on your breath, so I know you're
I
drunk.
just got done drinking scotch.
I
You
can
know
tell.
what?
I can
I
tell.
just got here from New Jersey.
That's why I'm taking
just
into
got here
consideration
from-
who you are.
I
I
just
know
got
that you. I know
that's
you're a
right.
drunkard.
You know, I was
So
a
I'm not
consultant president of Ford. You know
I don't-
James D.
I don't really
Donaldson
care
of
about-
Ford?
I don't care about
You
what-
want to overtalk? You want to be a cool man?
Look at him.
I was a consultant at Delphi, EDS, Ford Motor Company, General Motors, CBCC. How about that?
Anything else?
Fucking crazy, isn't it? Yeah, I'm going back home to Florida next week. Been in New Jersey 4 months, business consultant.
What makes us not listen to old people, and I'm gonna say it in front of him because I want him to understand.
Oh, you're not, we don't do teddy bears, suckers, safe spaces, corners, and blankies, all right? You can be a man and look at my face and tell me. You don't have to look at me.
Meanwhile, he's telling us about how he's in Facebook jail, but he's so rich. Yeah, okay.
I am. No,
Anyways, the point.
For preaching the Constitution because soon.
He's broke.
Michigan,
He's broke.
I live in Florida. And
He's gonna be walking down the street shortly. We're not concerned about it. For some reason, they think that their word means so much more than everybody else's, and this is why people don't listen to the older generation. Real talk. Can you please back up?
Have you ever been in the Fortune 3? Have you ever been in the penthouse?
Dude is a drunk.
Floor's okay with it too.
Dude is a drunk, and as a result, he thinks we care about his fake stories about who he is and where he come from, when the reality is that we don't care about any of it. When the reality is that
I'm gonna show you pictures of my fucking life. You want to see me on that 80-foot?
I know you broke, bro. The beauty of it is that I caught it in real time for you guys to see. I seen his beater. I seen his broke car. I seen how broke he really is.
Now, once again, that broke car stuff. Okay, let's go here. What car did I'm picking on Ross because, you know, whatever. Because according to Anton, you're broke because he had a beater, right? So this is what he drove. Drove an Impala, an Electra. Perot was notoriously anti-flashy, once telling Arthur Blank that we don't drive Cadillacs here. A 10-year-old Chevy Impala, 3-year-old Buick Electra. Let's go here. Let's go here. I want to show you the difference between how white wealth versus perceive what you deem as black wealth, the mindset, right? So Steve Jobs, every 6 months bought a new Porsche, right? Swapped his black Porsche for a new one every 6 months, right? To avoid having a license plate. And in 87, that prized car became a problem when billionaire Ross Perot was set to visit NXT, the company Jobs founded after being pushed out of Apple. Perot, self-made billionaire founder of electronic data systems, was interested in investing in NXT, but he was also known for his no-nonsense, frugal approach to business. Jobs feared that if Perot saw him and his colleague Randy Adams driving a flashy Porsche 911 Turbo, he might assume NXT didn't need the funding. So in a moment of panic, Jobs ran into Adams' office and blurted out, "Randy, we have to hide the Porsches." The software engineer, who also owned a Porsche 911 Turbo, looked up puzzled. "Ross Perot is coming to see us, and I don't want him to think we have that much money." Do you understand the difference? This man was thinking like this back in 87. Okay? Jobs' love for the Porsche 911 never faded, but his need to hide it that day played a small yet pivotal role in Apple's incredible comeback. Without that $20 million from Perot, the trajectory of the tech world might have looked very different. Do you understand now? Okay? Let's see what Warren Buffett drives. Drives a 2014 Cadillac XTX. He used to own a 2006 Cadillac DTS. Bought after his daughter encouraged him to replace his 06 Cadillac DTS, which he owned for 8 years. Has some hail damage, but he doesn't see the need to replace it often as he drives a few miles. His choice exemplifies his belief in practicality, value, and not wasting time or money on unnecessary luxury, a core part of his investment philosophy. But this nigga here said, "I saw by your beater that you ain't got no money." Let's see what else. Who else? Who else do we want to? What? Give me somebody. Oh, you know what? Shit. Let's do. I know. Bear with me. I'm just saying. I'm picking out random people. What does Tom Hardy drive? I'm just picking out random people that got money, right? Let's see what Tom Hardy drives. Okay, that was a bad pick. That was a bad pick. Okay, no Tom Hardy for you. Okay, let me find somebody a little bit less ostentatious. Okay, Keanu. I know he drives a beater for real. Oh, nope. I take that back. God damn it. Okay, let's do this. Which billionaire? This is not going the way I thought it would. Which billionaires drive the most Inexpensive. There we go. Inexpensive cars in real life. Jeff Bezos drives a Honda Accord. Alice Walton drives a Ford F-150. Warren Buffett, Cadillac XTX. Mark Zuckerberg, oh, that doesn't count. Acura TSX. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. And a Honda Fit. Bezos historically drove a Honda Accord, emphasizing that it was perfectly good. Alice Walton, known to drive a 06 Ford F-150 King Ranch. Zuckerberg frequently spotted in an Acura TSX, often describing his car choices as safe, comfortable, and not ostentatious. Not ostentatious, right? Later, he was noted to drive a Cadillac. Okay, you can't go wrong with this. Probably the best. I think this is the best sedan Cadillac has made. With that fucking that LS which LS motor is it? The motor in this CTS 5 V Blackwing, best one ever. Anywho, let's continue. Warren Buffett, Cadillac. Look at this. Ingvar Kamprad, IKEA. The late founder was famous for driving a 1993 Volvo 240 for over 2 decades. Larry Page, known to have driven a Toyota Prius. Steve Ballmer from Microsoft drives a hybrid Ford Fusion. Jack Ma from Alibaba linked to a Rowe RX-5 SUV. Michael Bloomberg drives a Chevy Suburban. Let's go here.
Many of us think wealthy people drive luxurious cars, but some of the wealthiest people I've met drove cheap ones. In this video, I'm going to talk about why they decide to do that and why maybe you should too. Listen closely because I have seen this information make or break people's wealth. Over the course of my life, I have met many wealthy individuals. For example, when I was doing consulting and accounting work. And what I realized is that some of them stay wealthy for decades and others go up and down. It's because they spend too much money and try to show off their wealth. Lawyers and doctors and other kinds of professional people tend to drive nicer cars to appear successful and attract new clients.
Pay attention to the mindset. Come on.
But once you start showing off like that, it's hard to stop because then you are in the competition of always trying to look one level more successful than the people around you. If you don't need to impress potential clients, you don't need to drive such an expensive car. For these professionals, it's almost like a cost of acquiring new customers, but still, they're spending too much. Truly wealthy people don't feel the need to drive fancy cars. If they genuinely love a car, they will buy it. But most of them prefer practical, cheaper cars that are reliable and easy to maintain. According to the research, the most popular cars among millionaires are Toyotas, Hondas, and Fords. And some sources suggest that up to 61% of wealthy people drive these cars. Oh, by the way, my name is Honda, but to be honest with you, I drive Toyota. If you want to be wealthy, you may be thinking, when I make more money, I will buy more expensive things like a new car. But if your mindset is like that, it will be hard for you to build wealth because you become wealthy by investing the difference between the income and the expenses. Real wealth is what you don't see. If the professionals I was talking about invested the money instead of buying and looking
Okay. You get the point that I'm trying to make here. Let's go here. 9 billionaires who drive cheap Hondas, Toyotas, and Chevrolets. Okay. This man drives a Suburban. He's worth $52 billion. And he drives a Suburban. Sergey Brin. He's worth $54 billion. Drives a Toyota Prius. Larry Page drives a Prius. He's worth $55 billion. Zuckerberg, $64 billion. We already covered that. Steve Ballmer, he's worth 41.9 billion. Bezos, 154 billion, drove an Accord. Jack Ma, he's worth 38.4 billion. Jim Walton, one of the sons of Walmart guys, he's worth 45.2 billion. He drives a Dodge Dakota. Paul Allen drives a Mazda B Series worth $20 billion. Okay. Now, once again, juxtapose that to what this man here just said about this white man's vehicle.
I seen his broke car. I seen how broke he really is, and now he want to show me some pictures, right? And he's drunk. And he's drunk. So we gonna continue to have we gonna have this conversation. Hey, can I make my order real quick? While he's talking.
No, I don't know. I'm going to talk loud now, so you can't communicate with these people. I'm going to interrupt you. You need to go home and reflect on this video as a young man, because that's all you are as a young man.
If I wasn't rich, I wouldn't even care about what you were saying, bro.
What street?
I'm gonna drive from
Yorkshire.
I'm gonna drive my beautiful Porsche home.
My Porsche.
I'm gonna go to my huge home. And we know you broke, and we know you drunk.
You know that?
All right?
You know cars don't mean shit. I told you my family.
Go ahead.
This is why he doesn't care. He's not impressed. Why would you spend precious time arguing with this white man? This white man does not care what you driving. You don't matter to him.
I told you where I'm from and where I live.
What else?
This is what else. Have a great night. I would have beat the shit.
Yeah, you'd have been better off making friends with the guy because you don't know who he knows. See, that's what happens when you assume. Yeah, you don't know who that guy knows. You don't know what kind of plugs. Dumb. But okay. You know, whatever. It is what it is, man. Okay, let's go here. We're going to get to Floyd. So let's get caught up on Floyd. Now, the Business Insider did a deep dive breakdown of Floyd's assets, losses, liabilities. So here's a brief recap. Okay, right now, Floyd is facing a lawsuit claiming the former boxer owes more than $500,000 after allegedly failing to pay rent. Court documents obtained claim Mayweather failed to pay rent, reportedly set at $100,000 a month for his two-story Manhattan apartment between July and November 2025. He was surprised, property owner Layla Setner says, of revealing the alleged missed payment to Mayweather in December. He had no idea he was that far behind. Okay. Mayweather reportedly signed $100,000 per month. It's $100,000 a month. That's insane. To lease in late 24. The outlet noted the apartment spans 18th and 19th floors of the Baccarat Hotel. Has 5 bedrooms, 7 baths. What do you need that for? Okay. These are the original owners, right? These people, these were the original owners, the Baccarats. Okay. He did say he'd pay and then he disappeared. We don't know why. Okay. Killet says she plans to relist the property for between 22 and 24 million, or for rent for $150,000 a month. Insane. Okay, now let's get to it. Nobody feels sorry for Floyd. This is his comeuppance. When you peacock in front of poor black people, because white folk do not give a damn about what you have. This is what happens to you sometimes. Yeah. So let's go to Al Heyman's contract, or at least bits and pieces of it from what we can find. Okay. So let's go here. This is part of it. Okay. This is the contract he signed with Al Heyman. Now here, the lawsuit, he's not suing Al Heyman directly. He's suing Showtime. He's suing Showtime for giving Al Heyman the money instead of them giving Floyd the money directly. So he's blaming Showtime for giving the money's owed to him to Al Heyman. He can't sue Al Heyman directly because the contract he has with Al Heyman is pretty airtight. Okay. So we go here. This is back in 2012. Right? Now pay attention. Exclusive advisory rights. Okay? Advisors shall have the sole and exclusive right to render services on behalf of athlete in connection with athletes' participation in professional boxing contests or exhibitions, and in connection with athletes' participation in entertainment performances, personal appearances, and endorsement and/or sponsorship opportunities arising out of or related in any way to athletes' boxing career. Advisor hereby agrees to advise, counsel athlete in the development and advancement of his professional boxing career, exercise best efforts to secure remunerative boxing contests and or exhibitions, secure proper training facilities and equipment for athlete, publicize and promote talents and abilities of athlete through the various forms of media, and attempt to secure commercial endorsements, personal appearances, and or performances as a performer in movies, stage, radio, television, or forms of media or entertainment. Okay. To secure such ends, athlete hereby makes and appoints advisor as his agent and attorney, in fact, for him and in his name, to execute and deliver such contracts on behalf of athlete, subject to the written approval of athlete. This is why Floyd cannot sue Al Heyman directly. Okay. This is how desperate Floyd has gotten since the money's getting low. Now, Floyd's version of money getting low is not a version that we are used to when our money gets low. Okay. Let's see. Okay. Anything else in this one? A period of 2 years. It was a 2-year contract. Okay, here we go. Advisor's compensation for the services he shall render pursuant to this agreement shall be 15% of all sums of money and other remuneration in any form whatsoever paid or credited to athlete for his participation in professional boxing contests and or exhibitions and other endorsement, sponsorship, and personal appearances. Said 15% shall be payable only for bouts for which athlete receives a minimum purse of $100,000 or greater. Advisor agrees that he cannot and will not cause athlete to become legally bound to take part in professional boxing contests and or exhibitions, including entertainment performances, personal appearances, endorsements, and or sponsorship without prior written approval of athlete. Advisor agrees to not incur any expenses on behalf of athlete without athlete's prior approval. The selection of the head trainer is at the sole discretion of the athlete. Okay. During this term of agreement, athlete agrees to render services solely and exclusively for advisor and agrees that he will not take part in or negotiate for any professional boxing contest whatsoever without first obtaining the written approval of advisor. Everything runs through Al Heyman. You got an idea? You gotta take it to Al. Okay? Let's see. Oh, here we go. This section D here. This is key. Athlete hereby represents and warrants that he is free to enter into this agreement and that this agreement does not breach or violate any other agreements to which athlete is a party. Athlete hereby expressly agrees to indemnify and hold advisor harmless against any damages, liabilities, costs, or expenses, including legal fees and expenses incurred by or threatened against advisor as a result on any breach of these representations and warranties. This is why he cannot sue Al Heyman directly. This is why he has to go after Showtime. Okay? Let's go here. Athlete acknowledges that the advisor has no present or future responsibilities or duties with respect to the conduct of athlete's personal, financial, and business affairs, and that the advisor's duties are limited solely to boxing and entertainment-related matters. Boxing, that's it. Okay? Okay. So now we got a piece of an old contract from Al Heyman. Now we're going to get to the actual lawsuit. The lawsuit is 25 pages. We're not going to go over 25 pages. We're not going to do all that. We're going to maybe do 10 or 11, 12 pages. That gives us the crux of it. The rest of it's pretty much going to be a repeat or a summation of the charges and what they're asking for. Okay. Wait, what is this? Let me look at that. No. Okay. Let's go here. Once again, I'm going to revisit the poll. I asked the question: is Floyd going broke his comeuppance for flaunting his wealth in the faces of poor black people? 76% of you guys said yes. I'm okay with that. So let's get to the lawsuit. All right, here we go. 25. Like I said, we're going to do half of this. Okay. Now, the owner, or Steven Espinoza, is the guy that's the face, or the guy that for Showtime. Okay. All right, let's get to it. Okay. This action seeks to recover hundreds of millions of dollars in misappropriated funds and damages resulting from a long-running and elaborate scheme of financial fraud, breaches of fiduciary duty, and conspiracy orchestrated by Floyd Mayweather's plaintiff or Mayweather former manager and advisor Al Haymon, with the knowing and substantial participation and aid of defendants Showtime Networks and Steven Espinoza. Okay. Mayweather was systematically deprived of a significant portion of his career earnings, at least $340 million, and potentially far more when accounting for lost investment growth, through a complex web of hidden accounts, unauthorized transactions, and deliberate concealment of financial records. Showtime and Espinoza played a critical role in facilitating this misconduct. It is alleged that they diverted funds intended for Mayweather into accounts controlled by Haymon, or his agents claimed that critical financial records for Mayweather's biggest fights were lost or inaccessible, and failed to provide transparency despite clear contractual obligations and repeated requests for accounting, by wiring fight proceeds to accounts not directly accessible by Mayweather, such as an account at First Security Bank of Nevada, held by counsel retained by Haymon, and by later asserting defenses like the statute of limitations while key documents were missing. Showtime and Espinoza enabled Haymon's scheme and stymied Mayweather's efforts to uncover the truth. Okay. From his reported $1.2 billion in career purses, at least $340 million is still missing and unaccounted for. Okay. In addition, Mayweather alleges that Showtime still owes him $20 million from the 2015 Berto fight, a payout that was supposed to come from the proceeds of the Pacquiao fight. So he didn't get paid for Berto, didn't get paid for Pacquiao, and he didn't get paid for Conor McGregor, which is why Conor McGregor was saying, hey, I ain't got paid for my fight yet. Same reason why Jake Paul has like, hey, didn't get paid yet for the fight. Okay. Interesting. Let's continue. Okay, so we go into the party descriptions. We don't need all that. Defendant Steven Espinoza is an individual who served as president of Showtime Sports during the period of the events in question. In that role, Espinoza oversaw Showtime's boxing programming and business dealings, including those involving Mayweather's fights. Espinoza departed Showtime amid its corporate restructuring in or around 23, and has since reportedly joined Al Haymon in his boxing enterprise, illustrating a continued relationship with Mayweather's fiduciary. Okay. Al Haymon, Harvard-educated businessman with a background in the music promotion industry. Al Haymon is known for operating behind the scenes and maintaining extreme secrecy in his dealings. Mayweather considered Haymon a father figure and relied on him to manage virtually all aspects of his finances and contracts. You never, ever do that. You always hire an attorney to oversee the other attorney. You always hire another accountant to make sure that your accountant is doing what they're supposed to do. That's just the nature of the beast. You have to hire somebody else outside to make sure the people you hired are doing their jobs correctly. It's just that simple. This position of trust and confidence made Haymon a fiduciary to Mayweather under California law. Haymon, however, has a reputation for leaving surprisingly few fingerprints on transactions and disclosing as little as possible, even to those he works with. So these are all the people that had hand in the cookie jar, apparently. Okay. Non-party. Jeff Morris, certified CPA and tax attorney who was engaged allegedly by Haymon without Mayweather's informed consent to handle Mayweather's tax and accounting matters. Morris is a signatory or controller on several bank accounts where Mayweather's fight earnings were deposited. For example, an account at First Security Bank of Nevada in the name of Jeffrey Morris Associates was designated to receive revenue from at least one Mayweather fight. Morris's role in the scheme includes facilitating transfers and concealing information at Haymon's direction. Okay. The MGM. Okay. Okay. The MGM Grand was party to certain revenue distribution arrangements, live gate concessions for fight, and HBO was Mayweather's broadcast partner before Showtime. While not defendants here, their contracts and payments are part of the factual narrative. Okay. All right, we get the backstory on Mayweather. We all know it. Blah 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 blah. And in 2004, Mayweather was introduced to Al Haymon facilitated by Sam Watson, mutual acquaintance known to be Heyman's close associate and liaison in boxing circles. Okay. You're right, because he bought. Remember, Floyd bought his contract out to get away from Bob Arum in Top Rank Boxing. Right? Okay, let's go here. Mayweather and Heyman entered into what Mayweather understood to be a verbal one-year management advisory agreement in around 2005. Under this oral agreement, Heyman would act as Mayweather's manager advisor for a 10% fee. And Mayweather, this split was notably favorable compared to the standard manager fee of often 33% in boxing. Okay. After the one-year term lapsed, no new written agreement was signed, yet Heyman continued in the same role for the next 15 years. Okay. Yeah, Floyd's got an uphill battle with this lawsuit. Okay, this is not going to end well for Floyd, I don't think. I don't think this ends well for Floyd. Okay, let's continue. Okay, Heyman at times represented to Mayweather and others that he never took a dollar from Floyd beyond perhaps token amounts, even claiming he provided his services out of loyalty or friendship. For example, Heyman would later say he did everything for free for Mayweather, which Mayweather now believes was a deceptive narrative. Over the years, Heyman became deeply embedded in every aspect of Mayweather's professional and personal affairs. Mayweather trusted Heyman implicitly, viewing him as a father figure and referring to him as the godfather of his team. Heyman handled contract negotiations, television deals, sponsorships, and even personal expenditures and investments on Mayweather's behalf. Because Mayweather's focus was on training and boxing, he relied on Heyman's judgment in business matters. This reliance and reposal of trust created a fiduciary duty on Heyman's part to act with the utmost loyalty, good faith, and candor towards Mayweather. Under California law, such a duty arises when one person is in a position of trust and confidence and exercises dominance or influence over the other. Okay, let's continue. Here we go. Significantly, despite handling vast sums of Mayweather's money over many years, Heyman never instituted transparent reporting or independent oversight. No formal accounting statements were provided to Mayweather. Financial records were tightly controlled by Heyman and his chosen affiliates, like Jeff Morris. When questions arose, Heyman often provided reassurances without documentation, and Mayweather, given his trust, often accepted those explanations. Okay. All right, continue. Okay, here we go. Over approximately 2 decades of managing Mayweather, Heyman engaged in a pattern of financial manipulation and self-dealing behind Mayweather's back. These schemes include diverting portions of Mayweather's fight earnings under false pretenses that Heyman then kept or controlled, routing fight revenues into secret documents that Mayweather did not know about or have access to, paying himself and his associates large sums from Mayweather's funds without authorization, and concealing or altering documentation to cover up these activities. Banking records show a pattern of large transfers from the above accounts to Allen Heyman Development and other Heyman-owned entities. These transfers were labeled as repayments or loan payoffs, falsely suggesting that Heyman had advanced money to Mayweather at some earlier time, which was now being reimbursed. Mayweather insists he never received such loans from Heyman. The effect was to systematically move Mayweather's earnings into Heyman's coffers under false pretenses. Okay. Additionally, records show numerous one-off payments from Mayweather's accounts directly to Heyman or Morris. These include transactions on dates unconnected to any fights, with memos like Mayweather expenses. On no clear description in amounts such as $12 million, $15 million, $3 million, $9 million. Each of these represents Mayweather's monies being paid out without his authorization or benefit. Mayweather never approved paying Heyman such bonuses or fees beyond the agreed 10%, and certainly not paying his accountants Morris multi-million-dollar sums. Such payments, if they occurred, were clear misappropriations. Let's go here. Heyman took great pains to ensure Mayweather remained unaware of these accounts and transactions. This is corroborated by statements from insiders that Heyman only permitted Floyd to see what Heyman wanted him to see and actively hid documentation. In one communication, Heyman directed Morris to send Floyd only the signature pages of contracts or forms with Heyman's handwritten notes and explicitly said he doesn't want Floyd to see the documents. Heyman's aversion to leaving a digital trail extended to how he communicated instructions. Pay attention to how this guy operates. he often relied on fax transmissions and in-person meetings rather than emails. In fact, when a subpoena for Heyman's deposition was served in related litigation, his counsel represented that Mr. Heyman does not own or operate a computer. Underscoring Heyman's deliberate avoidance of traceable electronic communication. By using faxes and avoiding email, Heyman made it harder to later uncover written evidence of his directives. This old school approach was part of what one associate called working in the Flintstone ages, and it served the purpose of secrecy well. On at least one occasion, Heyman or his agents allegedly altered a document to conceal wrongdoing. Mayweather's representatives have an example of a fax authorization form in which the date appears to have been manually altered, whited out, and rewritten to misrepresent when it was signed. Okay, here's where it gets crazy. Following Heyman's suffering a medical issue, he had a stroke in late 23. There was a sudden exodus of key members of Mayweather's camp. 5 of Mayweather's longtime lawyers abruptly retired or withdrew from representation within a 3-month span. Do you see what's going on here? So when Al Heyman had the stroke, it was pretty bad because people thought he was going to die. Everybody left. Okay? This timing raised suspicion that those individuals may have been aware or complicit in aspects of the hidden scheme and chose to distance themselves once Heyman was incapacitated and the situation risked exposure. To date, many records remain missing. Indeed, when Mayweather's new team asked Showtime in 2024 for documentation of fight revenues and expenses, they were told that some records, for example, the payout spreadsheets or deal memos for the Pacquiao-McGregor fights, were lost in a flood or stored off-site and not readily accessible. What flood did y'all hear about that Showtime suffered where documents were lost? Nasty work. Let's continue. Whether or not such a flood occurred, the end result is that documentation that would clearly trace the flow of money to and from Mayweather for his biggest fights is conveniently unavailable. Okay, but Showtime's based in New York, sir. I'm just saying, Showtime's based in New York. So I don't think Katrina would have anything to do with that. I'm just saying. I don't recall any major businesses on Showtime's level being affected by Hurricane Katrina. Okay? I'm just saying. Let's continue. So here's where Showtime comes in. Starting in 2013, Mayweather entered an exclusive multi-fight deal with Showtime, leaving HBO. This deal, the richest in boxing at the time, made Showtime the broadcaster of Mayweather's fights and a key financial intermediary. Under the Showtime contract and subsequent event agreements, Showtime was responsible for collecting pay-per-view revenues and other fight income, deducting certain agreed expenses, and then dispersing the proceeds, purses, and bonuses to Mayweather or his designated entity, Mayweather Promotions. Espinoza, as head of Showtime Sports, personally negotiated with Mayweather's team and oversaw these events. The Mayweather-Pacquiao fight in May of... This was 10 years ago. For example, was a Showtime, Viacom, and HBO co-production with a detailed distribution agreement governing who got paid what. Similarly, Mayweather-McGregor in 2017 was handled by Showtime. Thus, Showtime Espinoza were in a position to know exactly how much money was generated and where it was directed. Yeah, what flood? Oh, he's being facetious. My bad. It's hard with the comments sometimes. I get you though. And instead of paying Mayweather directly or into an account under Mayweather's sole control, Showtime, at the direction or request of Heyman Ellerby, that's Leonard Ellerby over at PBC, right? Leonard Ellerby, another black man, right? At the time, wired Mayweather's share of fight proceeds to the First Security account of Mayweather's tax counsel, Jeff Morris. For instance, in the Pacquiao fight, the distribution agreement designated that Mayweather's purse and upside would be paid to an account at First Security Bank of Nevada in the name of Jeff Morris, with Morris as signatory. Showtime complied with that direction. By doing so, Showtime effectively delivered Mayweather's money straight into Heyman's hands, since Heyman controlled Jeff Morris's actions. Given the size of the transfers, hundreds of millions of dollars, and the unusual nature of paying a fighter via a third-party lawyer's trust account, they should have raised red flags within Showtime. On information and belief, Steven Espinoza and other Showtime executives were aware that Al Heyman was the de facto controller behind those accounts. Indeed, Espinoza publicly acknowledged that Heyman often stayed in the background and let others, like lawyers or promoters, formally handle business, a pattern dating back to Heyman's concert business days. As Mayweather's distribution partner, Showtime had contractual duties to provide an accounting for of event revenues and expenses. However, when Mayweather's new management team, led by Richard Schaefer in 24, requested detailed breakdowns for the Pacquiao and McGregor fights, Showtime was unable or unwilling to produce them. In correspondence emails in November 24 to Showtime and Paramount Finance Personal, including Kane Milverton and Elsie Fogarty, Schaefer itemized serious discrepancies, for example, expense reimbursements charged against the Pacquiao fight totaling millions of dollars that appeared inflated or unsupported, and a mysterious $20 million reimbursement for the Andre Berto fight that was paid out of the Pacquiao fight funds. These inquiries implied that someone had used the huge Pacquiao revenue pool as a slush fund to pay unrelated costs like the Berto payout or excessive expenses that benefited Heyman's operation, possibly including large fees to Heyman or his companies. Rather than provide transparency, Showtime's response was that many records were not readily available. Heyman claimed that certain documents were lost due to a flood in a storage facility, while Showtime claimed that the records had been moved off-site when Showtime Sports was downsized. Okay. Here's a kicker. You ready? After Showtime exited the boxing business in 23, they shut down, right? They stopped. There's no more. Steven Espinoza quickly aligned himself with Heyman's Premier Boxing Champions, PBC. In December 23, reports emerged via boxing insider Rick Glazer that Espinoza had been hired by Al Heyman to help run PBC's new broadcasting deal with Amazon Prime. This move cast a retrospective light on Espinoza's actions during the Showtime years. It suggests that Espinoza may have had a motivation to keep Heyman, a powerful supplier of content and now his future boss, happy, even if it meant turning a blind eye to irregularities. For example, in a Washington Post interview, Espinoza downplayed Heyman's secrecy, stating Heyman doesn't need to be seen and that he stayed in the background even in the music business. Espinoza's familiarity with Heyman's methods supports an inference that Espinoza knew Heyman and was likely doing things unconventionally, if not improperly, with Mayweather's money, yet Espinoza did nothing to alert Mayweather or intervene. Okay, let's go here. After receiving Schaefer's 2024 inquiries, Showtime involved its legal department. Instead of cooperative stance, Showtime raised the specter of the statute of limitations, suggesting that any claims related to the fights as far as back as 2015 might be time barred. This position is deeply ironic because the only reason Mayweather did not discover the issue sooner was the elaborate concealment, missing records, falsified statements, trust in his fiduciary. California law tolls the statute of limitations in cases of fraudulent concealment or where the plaintiff is unaware of the facts due to the defendant's wrongful acts by attempting to hide behind time limits while having contributed to the delay in discovery. Showtime essentially confirmed its complicity. This is bad for Floyd, man. This is bad for Floyd. Let's go. Okay. Let's go here. Silence despite not okay. Espinoza and others at Showtime who had detailed knowledge of the fight finances did not speak up to Mayweather even when things looked irregular. For instance, they never queried Mayweather, did you authorize these inflated marketing expenses? Or should this $20 million for Berto really come out of your share? Post hoc obstruction, when confronted, they offered excuses and legal defenses instead of full cooperation. Okay. The financial harm to Mayweather is massive, as noted. At least $340 million of his earnings have been misappropriated or remain unaccounted for. This is money Mayweather earned through blood, sweat, and tears in the ring, including the historically lucrative Pacquiao fight, which alone should have netted him roughly $240 million. Beyond the principal sum, the lost investment potential is enormous. Even a conservative index fund might double money every 7 to 10 years. So that $340 million could have easily grown to over $1 billion in a decade. Mayweather's ability to generate such income again through fighting is limited, as he is now semi-retired and 48 years old. Thus, the opportunity cost is irretrievable, warranting a significant amount of prejudgment interest and or loss of use damages on top of the raw amount. Okay. Let's go here. In addition to money damages, Mayweather seeks injunctive relief in the form of a full forensic accounting and constructive trust. He asks that the court order defendants to provide a complete accounting of all revenues and expenses for his fights under Showtime and all communications with Heyman or his entities regarding distributions. A constructive trust should be imposed on any such funds or any assets purchased with the misappropriated money to ensure that they can be recovered for Mayweather's benefit. Nasty work. Okay, so then it goes into the definitions. We got a part of the case. Okay, pretty much a recap. I kind of low-key feel bad for the guy, but at one point, Floyd was like, I'm the boss. Remember, he was bragging about that $100 million check that he didn't cash. Like, I don't know why you holding on to it. Why would you not cash it or not deposit it? I don't know. Like, it's kind of hard for me to feel bad for Floyd, but shit. Okay, the aiding and abetting defendants are jointly and severally liable for the damages caused by the breach. Thus, Showtime and Espinosa are liable for the full amount of damages that flowed from Heyman's breaches, the same $340 million in consequential losses described earlier, because their participation was the proximate cause of that loss. Had they not aided Heyman, the breach might have been prevented or mitigated. Second cause of action, civil conspiracy to commit fraud. This is against Showtime. Like, once again, he's going after Showtime and Steven Espinosa. He cannot directly attack Al Heyman. Okay? This is the only way he can get to Al Heyman. Okay? Is by putting pressure on Showtime and Steven Espinosa and hoping they would crack. Okay, this is all just a recap. Yeah, this is all just a recap. Okay, this is pretty much it, y'all. Okay, let's go online and see what they're saying. I want to see what the streets are saying about this case. Let's get out of here and get you out of here. Close window, yes. Okay, let's do this. Let's go to the streets and let's see what they're saying about Floyd's case. No, let's do this. Let's go see who Al Heyman is. Al Heyman. Gotta go back in time. This is Al Heyman. Okay. I believe he's from Cleveland. Is he Cleveland? Where is he from? You know, Cleveland niggas stick together. Yeah, Cleveland. So I believe Leonard Ellerby is from Cleveland as well. Is Leonard Ellerby from Cleveland? Oh, no, I'm sorry. He's from North Carolina. Okay, never mind. All right. Okay, this is Al Heyman. Some of y'all, this is y'all first time seeing what this guy looks like. Probably at one point is the most powerful man in boxing, next to Bob Arum, Lou DiBella, Oscar De La Hoya. Who's the other guy for DAZN? Eddie Hurst, right? And Turkey. Right now, Turkey might be the top dog in boxing because he's got too much money. He's got more money than all of them combined. But at one point, Al Heyman and PBC Boxing pretty much had all the best talent. Their talent got the most monies, right? Okay. There you go. Yeah, Don King is okay. Cleveland niggas stick together. Okay, Don King is from Cleveland. Okay, cool. Now it makes sense. Okay, I knew a bunch of them were from Cleveland. You know, Cleveland niggas stick together as they should. I get it. Okay. So let's go here.
And have all fighters back and say, these guys need to be treated fair.
Floyd, how important is it for you to stick up for fighters of all races? You seem to really frame that a lot in your conversation, that it's not just about a black or a white or a Mexican. You seem to care about boxing as a whole. Talk to us about that.
I mean, of course, because I have fighters from all walks of life. And you know what's so crazy that I laugh at every day? When sometimes they write these stories, they say, Mayweather Promotions, only fighter they got is Tank. If y'all think that, if y'all believe that, y'all can believe whatever y'all want to believe. Meaning that a fighter can't say, I'm doing business with Al Haymon, but I'm not doing business with Floyd Mayweather. Or I'm doing business with Floyd Mayweather, and I'm not doing business with Al Haymon. That PBC could be Pretty Boys champion. But we don't really want to tell y'all that, but you know, it is what it is.
Okay.
So Espinoza came out responding to Floyd Mayweather suing Showtime and Espinoza for $340 million in lost money, supposedly. Here is what Showtime former boxing president had to say. Check it out.
Steven, shifting over to maybe some bad news for you, I don't know, but we got to talk about it. Floyd Mayweather Jr. Got to ask you. Trying to get money, a whopping $340 million. He's suing you, supposedly. Have you gotten the paperwork for that? What's the latest on that?
I have not seen the paperwork, you know, and I've been in touch with attorneys. Obviously, I've seen the reports, I've seen the descriptions. And as usual, the attorneys don't want me out there publicly saying it, you know, so I can't talk about the specifics of that, but look, I just say as a general statement, you know, my reputation. I've spent my entire career representing fighters, you know, making sure they were getting paid appropriately. I did that from Oscar. I did that for Mike. I've done that for every fighter who's developed under Showtime, and I'm proud of my reputation. I think it's one of integrity. And I've never done anything to make sure that a fighter got less out of, you know, every penny that he deserved. So, you know, lawsuit will take care of it itself. I can't really address it, but I think you guys know my reputation. I stand by that.
I was going to say, you guys worked together for such a long time. I'm guessing there's like a relationship there, maybe a friendship. Are you a little disappointed about it?
I'm definitely disappointed and surprised. You know, I haven't talked to him about it. You know, I'm not sure exactly where it's coming from, but it's a mystery in a lot of ways.
Even though
okay, but I'll just say this: everybody knows that Floyd has a gambling habit. He has a gambling habit. Okay, that stuff you can't hide for too long. That stuff will eventually catch up to you. Gambling is one of the worst vices. I don't know which is worse, gambling or heroin. Gambling is a destructive vice. Of all the vices to have, that's not it. That's worse than probably pretty much any drug is gambling. He has a gambling habit. It's pretty bad. From people that I know that have worked with Mayweather Promotions, TMT. Yeah, he's always in the casino. He's always online betting. It's pretty bad with Floyd. And the problem with Floyd, he spends more than he takes in. So the whole thing, it's like Michael Jackson, right? Even though Michael Jackson has his catalog that's worth billions, right? But Michael's always spending more money than what the catalog can bring in. So that's why people kept running with the narrative Michael's broke. No, Michael was never broke. He's got this asset that will always appreciate, but at the rate of money it brings in was not enough to keep up with the rate of spending that was going out. You understand? That's rich people broke. I'm spending more money out than what's bringing in, than what's coming in from these assets that I own. That's pretty much it. So his version of broke will never be our version of broke. Okay, our version of broke is we gotta wait to the next paycheck. That's our version of broke. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, hey, super bad gambling habits, man. Let's continue.
Espinoza is no longer with Showtime. He's still working with PBC. Amazon on Prime. That's right. You guys heard what he had to say on Floyd Mayweather suing him and Showtime for $340 million. He said he was disappointed because, remember, Espinoza was the guy who presented Floyd Mayweather with a 5-fight contract with Showtime for, like, I forgot the number, but around $260 million guarantee or something like that. So he said he was disappointed, but he haven't seen the lawsuit yet. So there's not really much to say there. And even if he's seen the lawsuit, he wasn't going to really reveal anything. I'm not expecting any different. But I'll tell you this. What was the most interesting thing that stood out to me when I was reading the report of Floyd Mayweather suing Showtime and Espinoza for $340 million, they kept mentioning Al Haymon's name, that Al Haymon is supposedly behind all of this, but he can't be touched. Exactly. Because he's a ghost in court too, just like in boxing.
Exactly. Let's go here.
The next morning, I get a mystery call. Private. Hey, how you doing? It's Al Haymon. I'm like, well, how dude got my number?
When did Al come in the picture? At what stage in your career? When did you first hear about him?
On my first fight, actually.
Really?
Yeah, my first fight was in Little Rock, Arkansas. I was
Jermaine Taylor
Jermaine Taylor's on the card. I believe I was the co-main for that one. I went in there, of course, I knocked dude out like the second or third round. Like I said, we put on a show. Then on my way, to the dressing room, I see some dude just, he just rapping to me. You know what I mean? Hey, I need to talk to you, Hey, man, Al Heyman, man. Da-da-da-da. I'm like, what's going on? Like, who is this dude? And they let him in my dressing room. I'm like, bro,
Sam, yeah.
My man Sam, Sam Watson. I'm like, bro, I don't know Al Heyman. I'm like, man, y'all get him up out of here.
Did you know Sam?
I didn't know Sam. My first time seeing him. I'm like, man, get him up out of here, bro. Then I seen him again later on that night. He said, listen, man, we came to see Jermaine. You know what I mean? But we love you. Hey, man, Al Heyman. I said, I hear what you're saying, bro, but I don't know you. I don't know what's going on. I leave. The next morning.
Okay, thoughts on the timepiece? That looks like a Rolex day date. It looks like a day date. Definitely Jubilee bracelet. It looks like a day date. You can never go wrong with the yellow gold day date. If that should be on everybody's holy grail of watches.
Yeah, I get a mystery call. Private.
Yeah, that's a day date.
Hey,
you see the.
Bro, I don't know you. I don't know what's going on. I leave.
Yeah, so it's got diamonds in the markers and the dials.
The next morning,
you can see the window bubble.
Yeah, I get a mystery call.
Okay.
Oh.
Ah, damn it. Yeah, that's called the Oculus. That's the bubble with the date. Right? And then if it's a day date, it would have the day at the top. And then you have your hour markers. It can be just straight Arabic numbers, or it could be with diamonds, factory diamonds. But that's definitely a Jubilee bracelet. Okay. It's a good piece, man. It can't go wrong with the day date ever. Okay. Let's continue on who Al Heyman is. Well, let's go here. Richard Conlon.
James for the untouchable, true school sports. Let's go, baby. Bow.
Be careful what you wish for because it can become a reality.
Yeah. The untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's missing. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. All right, so this is a very serious video for a very serious topic, and it's funny because here on YouTube over the years, I've seen a lot of negative videos about Al Heyman, and just to raise my hand, I've made my fair share of videos critiquing Al Heyman and PBC and things that I wish they would do better for the sport of boxing. We all have our opinions. I think no promotional company is perfect. For every problem you can find with Al Heyman, you can find a problem with Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum, Gold Promotions, and every other promoter. So let's just get that established here on True School Sports. But normally speaking, here on YouTube, I would say the majority of things that are posted about Al Heyman are negative because Al Heyman doesn't really talk in the public, so he leaves a lot to the imagination. And there's been, a lot of mismatches with PBC back 10 years ago when they got the hedge fund money and kind of really set boxing back in some ways, from a competitive standpoint. But not everybody's all bad. In this video, it's actually a very positive video about Al Heyman because recently, Nieves Colon, the mother of Pritchard Colon, Pritchard Colon, as many of us know, about 10 years ago, he had the fight with Terrell Williams on PBC, and there were some punches that were landed on the back of the head, and he lost that fight to Terrell Williams. But more importantly, he hasn't really been the same since. He's been in a very vegetative state.
Okay, I remember that. I remember hearing about that fight. Okay, severe permanent brain damage from a subdural hematoma from a 2015 match against Terrell Williams. Oh, let's go here. Okay. We got an update.
Pritchard in 2025 is a far better version than in 2017, when he was just stuck to the bed and couldn't even move. It's been almost 10 years since that tragic fight that left boxer Pritchard Colon in a vegetative state. Colon is now on the path to recovery and possibly back to the ring. Doctors had said Colon's brain damage was irreversible, that he could never come out of a vegetative state. But the miracle happened, and recently, the untreatable Colon came out of his vegetative state. Now Pritchard can stand with the help of his physio. He can talk to others with signs, and a special computer is designed to convey his communication. In his recent video on his Facebook account, he can be seen interacting with his physiotherapist, and in one video, he is boxing.
If you don't put me to sleep, listen, I could not sit here and watch my loved one live like this. I'm going to prison because I'm going to put you out of your misery. I will not spend the next good years watching you just in a body that, no, I will just put the pillow over your face. I will find the most humane way to get you up out of here. I'm not gonna let you live like this. I refuse. I'll do my little time in prison, man. I'll do my time. This is not it. Bitch, you better kill me. If you don't kill me and kill me swiftly and quickly. Go ahead and put a bunch of pills in and crush it up and put it in my drink and let me go to sleep for good. This is insane. Bitch, you don't, yeah. Please pull the plug on you, boy. Don't let me live like this. Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
In a recent video, he was seen in a shopping mall, moving around in his wheelchair, and smiling with a determined face. On the other hand, the boxer that caused him the damage on that uncomfortable night of boxing, Terrell Williams, got paid in full soon after. He lost his undefeated record, got retired, and shamed forever. Shortly after their fight, once Pritchard Colon reached his dressing room, he vomited and collapsed. An EMT was called, and Colon slipped into a coma for 221 days after an emergency surgery to heal his hemorrhaging brain. The boxing world trooped in their support for the Puerto Rican warrior.
Look at Colon. This man ain't have no kids. But they don't understand, man. Y'all don't fucking understand what we go through, man. And I don't even know him like that. But I always be an advocate for us because this man would never know what it feel like to be somebody's father. And that's some of the precious thing in the world, to be somebody's father. But he'll never be nobody's father, man.
The WBC later revealed that a fragment of his skull had collapsed, pressing against his brain. Urgent surgery followed, and a titanium plate replaced the damaged bone.
Damn.
Colon's life had hung in the balance, but he defied the odds. For those who love Colon, the 7 months of waiting while he was in a coma was unbearable. When he awoke, Colon lay in a vegetative state, unable to speak or respond. His family clung to hope, praying for a miracle. The real-life hero started his rehabilitation journey under the guidance of expert doctors, who started his physiotherapy along with other occupational therapies. He started to move around in a special wheelchair, and Pritchard is going through a very tough rehabilitation process, which ultimately led to a better state. The Pride of Puerto Rico now responds to the different signs and communicates through a special computer designed for him. Terrell Williams never apologized openly. He just stated that he was sad about the incident, but he never offered apologies. At Williams' boxing fight following that tragic incident, fans were already there reminding him that his karma awaits. And online fans didn't fail to remind him of the damage he caused to Colon. Comments like, "You should be in prison," and "Justice for Colon" filled the post. One comment wrote, "I can't wait to see you getting your karma." Well, Williams got his karma not long after.
It's pretty deep. I don't know if it's clash.
When he went up against Puerto Rican fighter Thomas Delorme, Williams tasted a bit of his own poison. Delorme was out to avenge his countryman, and the American got pulverized so badly that night, he retired. He has since disappeared from public life, his once distinguished career murked by that single fight. The question of whether Williams deserves the hate is quite a delicate one. Remembering the fight, Pritchard was already complaining about being hit in the back of the head from the first round. Terrell cheated with no warnings from the referee.
You saw kind of a smirk there from Colon where he almost expected a punch in the back of the head. Yeah. But Williams held himself back. Whoa.
And illegal punches sent Colon to the canvas. Pritchard was a kid who didn't complain, but that day, he complained more than ever in his life.
Crowd is furious. I still don't love it. I didn't see a firm warning. Yeah.
Today, Colon remains unable to speak, but is showing signs of hope. He attends physical therapy almost.
Man, if he don't get me up out of here, why are you playing these games, man?
Vegetative state since that fight, and it's been that fight more than any other fight in boxing over the last decade is the biggest reminder of how harsh and how cruel the realities of our sport can really be. So she came out basically and she wrote a thank you letter to Al Hammond, where she basically stated, I'll leave the article for you guys in the description so you can check it out and come to your own conclusions and read it for yourself. But she pretty much said that Al Hammond has covered her Pritchard Colon's medical bills since the fight, has supported any sort of treatment that he needed, so much so to the point that she was able to quit her own job and her own business to make sure that her son is taken care of and accounted for. And she makes it very clear that this could only be possible with Al Hammond's generosity and kindness to do this. So, credit to Al Hammond. I think not everybody's all bad, and I think this is a very, very noble thing, because let's just call a spade a spade. How many times I know so many fighters, like for example, I know John the Iceman Scully, he's a former fighter, he's in good health, but John Scully, I see him on Facebook all the time raising money and selling off boxing memorabilia, and then using that money to give to fighters that are in a vegetative state, aren't in good condition, so that they can live a somewhat functioning life. And it'd be like world champions, guys that were Hall of Famers that made millions of dollars, that had their fights still playing on TV, and he's literally selling like a boxing gloves for a couple $100s so that they can function. And that it shouldn't be that way, and a lot of these fighters fought for Bob Arum and Don King. So I'm not trying to criticize Bob Arum and Don King, but a lot of their fighters maybe weren't looked after boxing. Al Hammond, you know, this story with Pritchard Cologne isn't the first story we've heard of Al Heyman helping a fighter. We all know about Paul Williams and how Al Heyman's helped Paul Williams. And then there's so many stories people don't know about Al Heyman. Some of them that I can't tell you guys here because I swore to certain people in PBC that I know personally that work with Al Heyman that have told me stories about Al Heyman. So I'll never tell those stories.
Okay, like I said, you are God to somebody and you a devil to others. That ain't nothing. I mean, I get it. But once again, you're a God to somebody and you're a devil to others. It's just that simple. We have all hurt people in our past at some point, and we have all helped people. We've been guardian angels to a lot of people. Hopefully you've been a guardian angel. You've been a help more than you've hurt people, right? But we've all hurt people in our past, and we've all helped a bunch of people. It depends on who you ask from our past, okay? It's just that simple. It's just that simple. So let's see. Music promoter, worked with Hammer, New Edition, Whitney, Janet Jackson, Mary J. Blige, Rick James. Branched out to his other entertainment areas. We worked with Eddie Murphy. He sold half of his company to FSX Entertainment. Around 2000, Heyman ventured into boxing and he managed Vernon Forrest. For the next decade, he gained considerable influence in boxing, mainly due to his connection to Floyd Mayweather. Heyman founded PBC. And Leonard Ellerbe, I believe, is second in command over at PBC. Okay. I believe he was, Leonard Ellerbe is the second in command over there. Okay, this is going to be Floyd's first fight on Showtime under the 6-fight guarantee contract worth $150 million. Do you really think Heyman and Mayweather would allow Floyd to lose and blow a guaranteed $150 million, $150 million six-fight deal? Okay. Are you beginning to understand why it was vitally important for Floyd and Heyman to avoid Pacquiao for all those years? Well, because Pacquiao was juicing, y'all. Because he was juicing. That's why they avoided Pacquiao. And you would have too. Heyman has laid low for the last 5 years. We can only speculate why. Perhaps because his notoriety has grown because of his controversial business dealings and protection of Mayweather and other fighters. And so now Heyman doesn't want to take any risk of being recognized. Perhaps his shame and embarrassment related to the outrageous story that broke a few years ago, detailing his alleged preference. Oh no, Jackie Jasper. Okay, wait. The story broke a few years ago, detailing alleged preference for transsexual relationships. Once again, that was from Jackie Jasper, HollywoodStreetKing.com. He's the OG of all this gossip shit. The story also dropped the bombshell that Heyman fixed the Mayweather-Canelo fight by paying Canelo a $5 million additional bonus to play soft on Floyd. No. What? Holy cow. Okay, we're in the rabbit hole, y'all. Did Al Heyman, we're in a rabbit hole, pay Canelo to go soft on Floyd? What? Allegation. Claims have surfaced in online forums alleging that Heyman paid Canelo a $5 million bonus to not seriously threaten Mayweather. Mayweather was 36, Canelo 23. Many experts attributed the one-sided nature of the fight to Canelo being too young and inexperienced, green, to compete with an elite defensive genius like Mayweather at the stage of his career. Got that one. Yeah, that Hollywood Street King site's no longer, because remember, Jackie had the tape of. Okay, Jackie had two tapes. Jackie had the Nas T.I. Diddy tape, And then Jackie also had the A&R guy, Shakir Stewart tape, which was the tape somebody leaked and threatened Stewart. Apparently Diddy got a hold of the tape because, okay, so we got to go back. Okay, so L.A. Reid, Diddy, Shakir, they were in the lovers triangle. All this is alleged. This is all fiction, urban fiction. It's not real. This is a story I made up in my mind at 3 o'clock in the morning. So this ain't real. So L.A. Reid, Diddy, Shakir. Diddy, Shakir was L.A. Reid's favorite. Diddy was the old favorite. Diddy was jealous of Shakir. Shakir was bisexual. There's a tape of Shakir. Diddy gets a hold of the tape and threatens to expose Shakir if he stopped messing with LA, stop being LA's favorite. How do you stop being somebody's favorite is beyond me. Shakir understands what's going on, and then all of a sudden he offs himself. That's what we understood the whole situation to be. Jackie Jasper had both of these tapes. That tape and the tape of Nas, T.I., and Diddy in a hot tub together. Offers were made, threats were made. Jackie goes away, never to be seen again. Make of it what you will. Okay, make of it what you will. All right, this is totally urban fiction. None of this shit is real. It's a spaghetti western. It's an urban spaghetti western. Okay, a spaghetti urban western. As you can see, there is no more. Okay, this is Jackie Jasper. Okay. Can I search up? Let's do Al Heyman. I'm surprised this site is still up and running because I remember this site went away for a couple years. I remember this site went away for a couple years. Here we go. Okay, this is it. Al Heyman's alleged T.S. Foxy connection to boxing. Oh no. A secret sex tape with Al Heyman has proven to have deep connections in the world of boxing. We've learned mixed martial artist Kit Cope, former welterweight boxer whose T.S. Foxy captions a bad boy was once trained by the father of Al Heyman star boxer Floyd Mayweather Jr. That's according to Kit himself. What? There's T.S. Okay, that's the person. That's Floyd. That's Floyd's daddy. Oh, they trained this dude. Oh, so Kit, him, used to have relations with it, and he was trained by these guys here. Okay. I get it. Okay. Kit Cope. Yeah. Okay. He was on a TV. He was on a reality show at one point. Kit Cope. I remember this dude. He was on a. I don't know what was it. It wasn't a dating show, was it? It was like a Brothers, like a Real World reality show. I remember this dude. Okay. Well, that's not much of anything there. Still doesn't tie to Al Heyman, though. Yeah, it really doesn't connect Al. I mean, it says it, but, it doesn't really connect him to it. Okay. Oh, I've been on for 2 hours. Yep, that's my time. That's my time. Okay, that's pretty much the breakdown with Al Heyman. Floyd versus Showtime versus Al Heyman versus Steven Espinoza. But I don't know, man. I don't think this case. I don't know. Does it have legs to you guys? I don't know. I don't think this. They would, unless they would have to get their hands on those records, those Showtime records. And if they don't have it, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Okay. That's it for me. That's it for me. I'll be back tomorrow. We'll talk about something else tomorrow, but this is it for me, y'all. I'm out of here. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all's night. Enjoy the rest of y'all's night.